Throughout history, we, as humans, have used the power of our minds to achieve incredible and amazing feats. In reality, our minds are simply tools we use to create our thoughts. And the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our experiences. A simple shift in perception will quickly and easily improve how you feel and what you believe is possible, helping you to achieve all of your personal goals, even those that previously seemed unattainable. Join us now as we explore the vast landscapes of our minds. This is Mind Over Matter. Good evening, I'm Brandolyn Jokio.
And I'm Mitch Friedman.
And this is Mind Over Matter, where we teach you how to use the power of your mind to feel better and get more of what you want in your life.
That sounds like a mouthful, but it sounds like a pretty good plan to me, Brandy.
Oh, we enjoy doing it, I know that for sure. And so it's Saturday night.
Party night. It's party night.
Well, sometimes it's party night. Sometimes it's totally like, let's just kick back, relax, have something yummy to eat, something good to drink, watch a little TV. So I'm at the age now.
Oh, now it's you talking about age.
Yeah,
that's really scary for somebody like myself.
It used to be that, like, Saturday night always was like, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? We're going to go out and eat. Are we going to see some friends? And now it's like, okay, we have a great opportunity to either go out or do absolutely nothing. And Bernie and I have been choosing absolutely nothing a lot these days. So it's kind of nice.
Well, it's hard to do absolutely nothing when you've got two kids at home playing Rock Band.
Well, that's true. Jamming out to Rock Band to me is doing absolutely nothing because it's just, you know.
Fun.
It's the
fun stuff. So I have a question, Brandy.
Okay.
We talked a couple of weeks ago about the, what's that little varmint that comes out, it sticks his head out? And
Groundhog.
The groundhog came out and saw his shadow.
Oh, was this a shadow?
He did, he saw a shadow. So I think that means six more weeks of winter.
Well, the sun is shining in New Mexico and Albuquerque, and so if it's cold outside but the sun is shining and there's no wind, I can totally hang. So if that's winter, then that's cool.
Yeah. We're pretty lucky here compared to what I know other people are experiencing for their winter right now. So I'm sure back in the Midwest and back on the East Coast right now, they're not too thrilled about the groundhog news.
No, you know, when I was a kid and even today, growing up in New Mexico, I would see the news footage of, like, Buffalo, New York and things like that, and they would have, like, these snow drifts and people shoveling and cars spinning off the road and all those kinds of things. And I would think, don't they know that they could just move down here? And now, you know, we love Albuquerque. You can stay in New York if that's what you like, but goodness, I'm so not a cold weather person to be shoveling that snow and having 9 months of winter. So,
well, I grew up on the East Coast. I grew up in New York, and my sister actually went to Buffalo to school, so I experienced many Buffalo winters. And all I thought about the whole time I was growing up, Brandy, was how do I get the hell out of here? You know, I used to... When we finally did get TV, I used to watch TV and they'd show California and the beach and the ocean. I used to just fantasize about it all the time. I get to move to the East, and the first chance I got, I hopped on a train and I was so in California.
Weren't you at like 7 when you did that?
Well, no, 7, 8, I was got as far as Ohio. It took me till I was about 17, 18 to get as far as California.
As far as California. And then you lived there for many years, didn't you?
It's true, I did. I did the whole coast. I lived all the way from San Diego. I did L.A. I did Santa Barbara. All the beautiful places. California has some really beautiful places. I lived in Lake Tahoe for a long time, like 8 years, in Pacific Grove and Carmel, and pretty wonderful. I was pretty blessed, and now I get to live in this beautiful place.
Oh, fantastic. I lived in San Diego for 4 years and loved it. But coming back to New Mexico, I may go all over the world and I may live in some other places, but I tell you what, New Mexico is certainly my home, and I'm so thankful for the sunshine. So I'm looking forward to it warming up, but if we have a little bit of cold but we still have the sun, then I am content.
I'm kind of a cool weather guy anyways, so I'm loving this weather, and you know, so Good job, Groundhog. I think it's cool that you saw his shadow.
Well, I differ with you, sir, but a groundhog will do what a groundhog will do. So.
That's so profound.
I know. You can quote me on that. I'm quite the philosopher when it comes to small furry creatures. Moving on.
So we have a show. We actually have a show for you today, and we've got a guest speaker today on our show. His name is Howard Cooper, and he's an astrologer, and he does amazing tarot readings, and he's also an artist, so he's an entrepreneur.
He is. He's kind of the Renaissance man. He's
That's
a bit
right.
of a Da Vinci. So tonight, each take turns interviewing Howard. First, we're going to do an interview. I do an interview with Howard on astrology and just some more in-depth about what a chart reading is and what astrology and houses and all of those kinds of things that I really needed to learn a little bit more about, since a lot of people talk to me about that. So, shall we roll that clip, Mitch?
Absolutely. Here we go.
All right, roll
Howard
clip.
talking about astrology. Howard and Brandy.
Hello, I'm here with Howard Cooper, astrologer extraordinaire, and we're going to talk about astrology and chart reading today. Hi, Howard.
Hi, Brandy. It's great to be here with you today.
Thank you so much for coming and sharing your infinite knowledge with us. We really appreciate it. And I know this much about astrology. I've dabbled and I've read a couple of books, but I don't really know that much. And I think our viewers have a lot of questions about what astrology is and what a chart is. So could you just give us a brief overview?
Well, there are various astrological charts, but the one that we work with mostly is the natal chart, and that's your birth chart. And a birth chart is based on the moment you take your first breath in this life. Mm-hmm. The universe imprints itself upon you when you take that first breath. You're sort of virgin meat, so to speak. And when you take that first breath, the universe imprints itself on you, and it's your space-time signature for life.
So if it's my space-time signature for life, so I take my first breath, I get this imprint from the universe. Does that mean that my life is then destined, I'm just following a destined path? Or does it mean something else?
Well, there is an element of destiny in an astrological chart, but there's always the element of choice every time you reach one of those crossroads in your life. And astrology has evolved a tremendous amount in the past 20, 30 years. It's become very soul-centered instead of personality-centered. And there really is a sense in your astrological chart of a possible destiny, but you have to meet certain thresholds every step of the way to reach the pinnacle of what your astrological chart is saying can occur for you.
So what I'm hearing is that we have choice, while there's this kind of a blueprint or loose path, so to speak, that we have choice. And what I'm kind of thinking about in my mind is, I know when I've read the few books that I've read about astrology and things like that, and I'm a Libra, I read something and it says, well, for the evolved Libra, these might be some of your traits and some of the things that you'll see. But for someone who's not so evolved, here's kind of the negative side of that. Is that kind of some of the choice you have in looking at your chart, or is that something completely different?
Well, there's a connection there for certain. It's, let me give you an example. I mean, and this is going to be a harsh example, but sexual abuse can be shown in an astrological chart. But then what you do with it, obviously, is a choice. I mean, someone can use it as an excuse for the rest of their life to self-destruct, or someone can use it as a catalyst for becoming a great healer. And so, that's sort of a dramatic example of choice, and obviously there's more mundane examples of choice that we make every day.